So you kind of
Gotcha.
want to like push yourself towards the edge. And when you kind of push towards the edge, that's where all the rewards are.
Mm, mm, that's awesome. I love how you said, I got a quote from you that I stopped being a victim of my body and became its commander.
Yes.
Tell me more about what that means for you.
I think with the cold exposure, and it really works on the two rules, the no panicking, no whining, is you can't panic when you're in there. If you panic when you get in the cold water, you're finished. You take that grasp of air, you're gonna go. You know, you can't stay in there. So you have to control your mind, and you have to stop. And it teaches you to stop playing that doom loop inside your head, because I think panicking is, you can state something is uncomfortable, right? That's data. But if you're making making like horror films inside your mind, that is panicking. And like the whining is, you can make a complaint once, but you have to take action. If you make the complaint a second time without taking action, you're whining. And that's basically the sound of surrender.
Mm, that's deep. That's deep.
I mean, it sounds like very simple rules. And the how I came up with these rules, it was in 2008. I was with my son. He was just like, maybe 4. And we were hiking in Lake Tahoe, and it was snow on the ground. It was already like to his knee level. We're walking, and the snow is coming down. And on the way back, now it's up to his waist. And I'm like, come on, let's go, keep going. And he's crying. He's like, this is hard. And we're pretty decent amount from the house. And I panicked too. I said, oh, if he starts panicking, this is not a good thing. And I told him, I said, look, there's 2 rules in life: no panicking, no whining. It just came, maybe it came from the divine. And I told him, I said, it'll take a lifetime to master, and even then you won't master it, but you'll catch it faster.
Yeah.
And like he took a couple more steps, he started crying. I said, what's rule 1? He's like, no panicking. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, panicking. And we made it home. And I think it was a learning moment, but I think it was him teaching me
Mm,
about it. And through life, once you learn these rules, and you can start seeing it every day, and you start trying to master it and pushing yourself in that discomfort, like I said, with the cold plunge or anything it would make you want to panic. So when you experience it in real life, which eventually you will, you're prepared. You're in a cool, calm mindset. And I think most people today like just flip out. You can see it like on the road. They have road rage. It's because everyone panics.
how do you talk yourself out of that? So not even just a you problem, but like how do you encourage people that are struggling with panic and pushing past pain or discomfort in everyday life, but also in their body? Like how do you talk to yourself? I love the rules, but like what is practical ways that you can talk to yourself to get through that?
Well, it's good. Like after that day on the trail, I started enforcing the rules in the house, and in return, everyone in the house would enforce the rules on me. So you become, aware of it. It's pretty hard to do it by yourself. And then the cold exposure also teaches it as well, is you can't panic because you're intentionally putting yourself into something that's terrible. You can't sit there and say, I'm going to die. But if you look at it as you go into the cold plunge, you can also look at, there are people that spend hours in it. I think the world record is a long time. So they're not panicking. So you can go in a minute, you can go in 2 minutes, you can find the evidence that you're not going to die. But it's you have to decide, like, and inside your mind as well, you have to catch yourself and name it right away. Like, okay, panic.
So that's the first step, is naming it, not
Naming
dismissing
it,
it.
and it usually kills it right away. And the other steps is, usually when you panic, your breathing becomes shallow. So it's like, take some big breaths, relax, and stop playing that doomsday movie in your head.
Yeah. 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 I love, there's a researcher that Dr. Brene Brown, she talks about the story that we tell ourselves. And so,
Yeah.
what's the story you're telling yourself? Oh, that I'm going to die by sitting in cold plunge, or I'm going to die by doing this extra exercise, or I'm going to die by whatever. And so, we make this catastrophize everything. And so name it, name the panic, name the fear. So, call it out, and that squashes it quickly. And then ground yourself with your breath.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that, and train for it. I think
Mm,
that's probably, look, everyone can take a cold shower. Everyone can do something that is, not comfortable, but you can train it. And it's really good if you incorporate the rules. And I recommend keep a wine log, so when you do catch yourself, write it down, and then you can see how ridiculous it is. And when you're aware of the rules, you'll start seeing other people do it all the time, and it'll annoy you. And you'll be like, oh. And then you'll have to tell yourself, like, I don't want to be that guy.
mm, mm. So that's motivation as well.
Yeah. Yeah, oh
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Heck yeah.
But
Well,
like I said, it takes, you know, one, starting to implement, you start being aware. And awareness is the start.